indictment of how weak our propaganda press has become, because I think people have tuned out to the mainstream media or the left-wing mainstream media. We've seen it in polls. They've turned to X, they've turned to independent journalists and what have you. And as a result of that, they're getting the actual truth, the actual news, and not the media spin on it. And I think that's contributing to Donald Trump's popularity, because people are actually seeing what he's doing, not what the leftist mainstream
Democrats
media.
are reportedly still reeling following President Trump's return to the White House, and a rebuild is proving difficult with the flow of money drying up. According to The Hill, Democratic donors, both big and small, are holding back, still angry about November's election results and unenthused by anything their party has brought to the table since. Democratic donors telling the news outlet they're not willing to pay for no message and no forward thinking. Much of the frustration stems from Democratic supporters saying they feel misled by the party following former President Biden's poor debate performance, which led him to drop out of the race. Donors also note, even after former Vice President Kamala Harris became the Democratic nominee, they believe the campaign employed an outdated strategy reminiscent of the unsuccessful one used against Trump in 2016. Democratic strategist Steve Schale acknowledged there is genuine frustration, while attributing the lack of donations coming in to fatigue from the latest election cycle. Adding to funding troubles, charitable organizations that often support Democratic causes like voting rights, LGBTQ+, and immigrant rights are also pulling back support as they reportedly expect investigations from the Republican-led Congress. According to the New York Times, slowdowns in fundraising are typical after a presidential defeat and before midterm races kick into full gear. More than 50 Democratic donors, however, tell the Times they feel this year is different, as some say they fear retribution from Trump, while other once reliable Democratic donors now reportedly aim to work more closely with the
woman who was one geriatric heartbeat away from the presidency before she squandered billions to run the worst campaign possible and lose all 7 swing states. Apparently, being a uniquely awful candidate entitles Kamala to some sort of a participation award. I assume this is what this is.